Hello everyone out there in YouTube land. I am the Scent Maven and welcome back to my channel, Shopping in Scents. So if you watched my last video, which was a Dollar Tree haul, you know that I packed some supplies for an all-day festival that I was going to, and I was going to be trying out a hydration backpack, which I told you guys that I was going to review. And so this is that video. So where to begin? First, let me just acknowledge the fact that I am really sunburnt. Even though I did apply sunscreen, I got very sunburned. If I take my glasses off, you could see just how sunburned I got. I used this Daylogic continuous spray SPF 70. It says water resistant, apply every 80 minutes. I probably didn't apply it every 80 minutes. I know I didn't. But I sweated it off and I got sunburned. Now the question I have about this is, and I'll get to the backpack, is that you're supposed to put sunscreen all over your body, including your face, right? But this says keep out of eyes, obviously, okay. But then it says keep away from face to avoid breathing in. So are you supposed to like spray it on your hand and then rub it on your face? I don't know. I just kind of whatever. But anyway, that probably wasn't the best thing to do. Let me get to the hydration backpack. So last year, a friend of mine had one of these things. And I said to her, that's really neat. I have never seen that before. I need to get one of those for next year. So these kind of backpacks range in price from as cheap as $15 to I've seen as expensive as $150 on Amazon. The big brand name seems to be Camelback. I keep wanting to call it Camel Pack, but I think it's Camelback. I believe that's like the well-known brand. I'm not an expert in these things, but anyway. So I read a lot of reviews online to try to figure out which backpack was a reasonable price for me, considering that I was probably only going to use this one time, maybe a couple of times during the year, whatever, maybe for walks, and I didn't want to, overspend. So a lot of the common complaints with these types of backpacks were that the material was too flimsy, that the water bag that goes inside of the backpack leaks, and that the water tastes like plastic. So those were concerns for me. So I tried to get a backpack that had reasonably good reviews and wasn't so expensive. So I settled on this one. I got it in the pink. The pink was $35.99. If I would have gotten the black or the gray, it would have been $29.99. But I was not wearing black in the boiling hot sun, and I was afraid the gray would get stained and icky, so I settled on the pink. So the brand that I got is this one. It's called Rupumpach, and I have mixed feelings about this bag. It has some redeeming qualities, but it has a lot of things wrong with it. So let's start off with the good qualities. It has a lot of pockets. So if you're not going to, I should say, there are two types, really, two major types of the hydration backpacks that I saw online. Ones that are like this, that have lots of pockets for if you're going to be out for an extended period of time and you're not going to be like running or jogging, so you don't really care so much about the weight that you're carrying. The other ones don't have as many pockets. They only have like one pocket for the water bag, and then maybe a little pocket for your keys and wallet and stuff. And that's more lightweight for, runners, joggers, hikers, things like that. I knew I was going to be out all day and I was going to need things like snacks, a washcloth to wipe my face, and sunscreen, and wallet, keys, and such. So I wanted to get something with a couple of pockets in it, because I didn't want to just have like a water bag on my back and then have to carry a purse on top of that. And yeah, I figured I'd put everything in one bag. So this does have a lot of compartments. So let's go through them. It has one compartment here. You want me to open these up for you? So it has a compartment there. Then it has a pouch that doesn't zipper. It has this thing here. So that's two. Then it has a third zipper here with another zipper inside. And then it has this fourth pocket, which I'm going to get to this, has a fourth, the zippers stick. Okay, so it has a fourth large pocket with an extra pocket in there. And then it has the fifth pocket, which is the insulated pocket that's got this aluminum looking thing here, the insulated pocket. And that's where you put the water, what they call the water bladder, which is this thing. Okay? So it has all those pockets. Then it has pouches on the sides, which are great. And then it also has these side pockets when you wrap the backpack around your waist, which I will show you. It has on either side these pockets here that open, that are good for like a cell phone or what else did I put in there? Business cards or lip balm or whatever you want to put in there. So this is how the backpack works. So you, oh, let me show you that it is padded. The back is padded. So, you know, it's easier on you because you got to figure the water is going to weigh about 2 pounds. So you put it on like this. It has a clasp in the front like this, and then it has a belt part that goes around your waist, which I will show you guys. The belt part. Okay, so that makes it comfortable because you don't feel, first of all, you don't feel like your backpack is wobbling or it's like going to slide off. You know, sometimes when you walk with your backpack or your purse, you feel like the straps are sliding down. So I can make this tighter, but I'm not going to make it tighter. But anyway, so it feels like it stays secure on you and it feels like the weight is evenly distributed, which is a good thing. So the problem with the bag itself, the problems with the bag itself are that the material is flimsy. It feels it feels like it's going to tear because the zippers stick. And if you're in a hurry and you have to get into those pockets and you're pulling at those zippers, it feels like the zipper could easily come off or the material could tear or whatever. So there's that. The other thing that I can't stand is that this pocket, this, let's see, 1, 2, 3, the fourth pocket out of the 5, the one before the insulated one, has this hood. So here's the zipper and it is hooded. So you have to like, you can't find the zipper. You got to like pull the thing up and like look for the zipper, which is annoying. And then you have the, it has this neat little thing in the back there. It has the pouch for the water bladder. So let me get to this horror show here. Okay. Trying to make this video not too long because this is the second time I'm filming this. So this is the water bladder. Okay. I only used this once. And just from putting it inside that insulated pouch once, the directions have worn off. I don't see any blue writing on the inside of that bag. So I don't know where they wore off to, but they wore off. Okay. So being concerned about the complaints online that the water tasted plasticky and that there were leakage problems, I was concerned. So the outside of this bag says to clean it with mild detergent, the part that's now worn off. I talked to my friend who had one. I asked her if her backpack tasted tasted plasticky. And she said, no, clean it with white wine vinegar, white apple vinegar, whatever that thing is, the white vinegar. Clean it with that and water and you should be fine. I watched some videos online of how to clean these things, and sure enough, that's what they say to do. Put a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, that's the word I was looking for, and some water, and swish it back and forth, and then take this, hold the bag like this, and then take the cap off the hose, and squeeze this part as if you were, you know, had it in your mouth or whatever. So squeeze this and let the water drip out. So that's what I did. I washed this thoroughly. I let it drip out through the hose and I cleaned it thoroughly. Then I filled it up with bottled water. I bought a gallon bottle of, you know, Crystal Geyser water from the Dollar Tree, and I filled it up. I asked my friend, does it make a difference if you fill it up the night before and leave it in the refrigerator, or you fill it up the day of? And she said it makes no difference if you leave it in the water thing overnight. I've seen videos where people freeze part of the water, which it says not to do on here, and then fill up the rest with liquid water, and that it's supposed to make it stay colder longer if you do that, but I didn't do that. I filled it up with the cold water, put it in the refrigerator, and the next day I put it in the pouch, in the backpack. So I can tell you that the water does taste like plastic. No matter how much you cleaned it, it still tastes like plastic. And it was not good. So if you're like dehydrated or severely parched, I guess it didn't matter to me for a little while that it tasted kind of funny, kind of odd. But then I started to get a headache and started to feel nauseous. So I was like, okay, this is not good. I'm not drinking any more of this water. And I didn't know how much water I had drunk from here, because you have it in the backpack. You don't know how much water is gone. So when I got home, I saw that I had about that much water left. So I drank the majority of it before it started to make me feel sick. So it didn't leak, but the water definitely tasted terrible. And the other thing is this hose, right? So when you drink the water, it comes from the bag through the hose. And so in between sips, there's still water retained in this hose, and it has this black thing on it, which you think keeps it insulated from the heat. But no, the water that gets trapped in the hose in between your sips gets hot. So the next time you take a sip, you're gulping a gulp of hot water before you get to the cold water that's in the bag. So you have to either suffer through that, which is what I had to do, or spit it out, which, you know, I'm not going to be like spitting water while I'm walking. That's just disgusting, you know, so I couldn't do that. So I was very, very disappointed in that, because I said to myself, even if I clean this like 4 or 5 times or whatever, and I managed to get the plastic taste out, if I'm out in the heat, which is what ideally you use this for, the water in the hose is still going to be hot. So yeah, so this is how this thing works. You unscrew the top and you fill it with water. Obviously you can't fill it all the way with water up to here, because once you get to this point, the water would start to fall out. So you fill it up, and then this thing has been giving me issues here. Okay, so you turn it tight and whatever. Okay, and then you put it in your bag. So this would be easier if this was full, so you could actually see it. So you put it in your bag, and then, so it's in there, right? And then it has, see, it has these little hooks. So you can take this and you put the little Velcro through there, and I'll show you how it looks when it's in the bag. So you put the little Velcro snaps through there. Okay, so your pouch is secure in there. Then you take the hose part, okay? You put it through the backpack. The little cap came off. All right, make sure the cap is on. You put it through the arm of the backpack, okay? And there's a clip. So you put the hose through the clip. Now it's not going to work for me. Okay, so you put the hose through the clip. So now I'm going to show you how it looks when it's on. Oh, and then remember to close your bag. See, like I said, these zippers, they stick. Okay. So you put your backpack on, you have it clip like that, and then the hose sticks out here. And then you could just drink, you take the cap off and just drink your water like that. Okay. So what I think I'm probably going to do with this to salvage it is take bottled water, freeze it the night before, and then put it in the insulated pouch and just use that and not use the water bladder at all. If I manage to get the plastic taste out of the water, I would just be using it on days when it's not hot out. If I'm going for a walk, you know, and I want to get some use out of it, I would, would use that, but so the water in the hose wouldn't get hot and everything. Or I could buy a substitute water bladder from a different company that's maybe better quality and put that in this backpack, because you can buy the water bladders separate from the backpack. So I could do that, but I was really disappointed that this did not serve the purpose that I wanted it to serve. It did make things a little bit convenient as far as being able to reach for the sunscreen and the stuff in the pockets, but having those zippers stick was a pain in the butt too. So I'm not really happy with this backpack. I don't think it's good for a day out in the heat. I think this is if you're out in the fall and it's normal temperature out, or 60 degrees out, and you need to carry stuff with you, that might be a good time for it. And like I said, I put the bottles of water in the insulated part, and so this way, if they, how frozen water sweats, and it wouldn't wet the rest of the bag because it would be in the insulated pocket. So maybe I get some use out of it that way. I really don't think this was worth the $35. It's as a backpack on its own, 20 bucks, something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not used to drinking water out of a water bladder, because the majority of people that bought the Rupumpach on Amazon, this particular one, gave it good reviews. But there were people who had that plastic water complaint. So you guys that use water bladders, that use this type of hydration backpack, please tell me how to get that plastic taste out. Is it possible? Is this just a bad product? Is there a better way of cleaning it? Let me know. I hope you found this video informative. If you did, give it a thumbs up, a like, a comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the little gray bell, and I will be back in the future for more fun videos. Until next time, goodbye everyone out there in YouTube land.